Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time, back with his good friend of the channel and content creator for the great course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, Dion from Dion Talk. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy, I'm doing great. Thanks for reaching out on a Sunday here in Florida. It's too busy to do anything outside of the house, so I might as well be here. This is great. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. We've been talking about One Rental at a Time together for seemingly a couple of years now. And you asked me a question that I actually just wanted to get recorded because you are the right guy to ask the question. So let me turn it over to you.
I appreciate it. So far, I have a channel, and I am this far into auditing this book. Not auditing, audibleizing. Is that a word?
Reading.
Reading, recording.
Yep.
And at some point in the future, I would think about making content like a course. So I want to know from you, you're an actual teacher who's done this.
Yeah.
Who's your course for? What's the target audience?
Oh, that's a good. So when you get this idea and you research it, everybody talks about an avatar, right? Who's your target audience? What's that avatar look like? I actually want to go to the reverse of that. I want to be very, very clear who it is not for, because I don't want anybody wasting their money if they're in one of these two buckets. If you are desperately seeking some get rich quick scheme, no money down, whatever, easy button, somebody's going to give you the answer, I'm not your guy. Don't even bother. Save your money. Second, and probably more important, and where I see some people fall down, I expect you to do the work. I expect you to watch the videos and do what I say. I am not one of those guys who goes out and creates a fuzzy little thing and you're 2 hours in and I'm building your ego and making you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. No, I smack you in step one and say, get to work. Go get your buy box and start looking at it 20 minutes a day. If that's not your thing and you want to be handheld and, in a big bear hug, I'm just not it. I don't have time for that. I took the time to write down exactly what I did the first 5 years and put it out there. It works. I know it works. It worked for, not only works for me, but now thousands, and that's with an S, thousands of people have been doing it. And they're in the Facebook group telling us it works. But there's a lot of people. Some people waste their money. I hope people hear this. I don't need your $300. If you are hoping for some easy button that gives you permission to do nothing, not your guy. I want people that will do the work. It's 20 minutes a day. It's a buy box for focus, right? I am very repetitive sometimes. I try to say it in different ways, but you're gonna work. I'm gonna hold you accountable. I don't give answers. I give processes, the path. Your job is to walk down the path. So that's who it's not for. If any of those, if you're okay with that, I got a great answer. But if you're not, then move on.
Okay. So process of elimination. Get rid of people who are looking for the easy button or the shortcut.
Yeah.
I like how you usually say it's not get rich quick, it's get wealthy for sure.
Exactly.
Like that fits.
Yeah.
So someone takes the course, watches the content. What's the goal, like the desired outcome? What would you hope to see from somebody that, that's like a few months into it?
Yeah. So I hope people understand what I mean by this. My job as the designer for One Rental at a Time, my job is to try to instill confidence in you. And that's really hard to do. My job is to help you do the work and understand average. If you can articulate average deal in your buy box after 60 or 90 days, the light bulb goes on. You stand a little taller. You feel a little more confident in yourself. Real estate investing is risky. It's the biggest investment most of us will make. It has all kinds of risks, tenants, termites, and toilets. Everybody's got a bad story. It is not until you do the work and you build confidence in yourself and you can go, an average deal in my box is 6%. I am only going to do good or great deals, which mean above 6%. You don't have to do every deal. You only need to do one deal. It is always a great day to do a great deal. Don't listen to the media about this or that. Do the work. So number one for me is you've got to build. My job as a teacher is to help you build confidence. And it's hard to do it, but I know it is working. Number two, the path to financial freedom, cheat code to wealth, 10 years to make work optional is rather simple. And I have tried to create a repeatable process. I will show the path. I will point at the rocks and the edges and where not to fall down. But again, it is your job to walk down the path. I know it works. And then finally, never stop learning. There are market cycles. There are lending cycles. I have been in markets where my average is 15%. I've been in markets where my average is 6%. You can wish for, want for, expect this or that. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. The market is what it is. Do the work every day. It is a never ending process. I don't care if you have no money. I don't care if you just bought your one deal for the next 2 years. If you're following what I teach and talk about, you're going to keep looking at your buy box for the next 2 years every day. You never know when that one special, gotta have, very creative, the deal of the decade comes. Never stop learning your market. So those are the three things. What I hope happens and hopefully comes through in my repetition.
So I really like the never stop learning your market, because once you learn your market, you have to track your market for those things that change.
Exactly.
You're going to make adjustments, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
To steal from the Air Force, the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. Observe, orient, decide, act. I mean, OODA, that just repeat it. And so it's, you learn your market that way, you maintain your market that way. I like how you said it's your job to instill confidence as a teacher. As a teacher, so I run a truck driving school. It's literally what I like to do is to put knowledge that someone doesn't have in their head in a way that it's retainable. Confidence comes from competence. So I think you're nailing it when you say do the work. The more the person watching this video right now does the work every day, the competence level comes up, and that's where the confidence comes from.
Yeah,
so you have like the step by step.
Yeah, for me, I really, again, I've helped thousands of people now, and a lot of people come to me in the beginning. They're almost hunched over, like they want to do it, but they're like nervous, they're scared. But when you show them that they have all the ability and they just focus on a buy box, they suddenly start building confidence in themselves, and they know that buy box better than anybody else. You can't help but be confident. It's remarkable when people commit to doing it. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. So I have one more question, but what I really like is, for most of my content, I've tried to avoid saying that this is easy. I always try to say, like you did, this is simple. It's not complicated, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And I think I have a recent epiphany. It's not easy to get started, but looking at my last 3 purchases, it was so much easier to do that than to get up and go to work. It gets easy when you study and you maintain your market, and you're watching what's happening, and you're making offers when it makes sense, because you know your numbers and you know your area. So I might be adjusting that from, this isn't easy in the beginning.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And my last question, and this I think is going to be the hardest one to answer, because I don't have an answer for this one. And I struggle with this too. Somebody's watching your content, they take your class, they're in your live streams, more than a year, and they haven't taken action.
Yeah, so there's a couple of branches on that, because again, I've been doing this for a couple of years now with thousands of people. There are people that have when they haven't written an offer yet, but they are doing the work. So if you're a student of mine and you've looked at your market 365 days in a row, you have the tracking spreadsheet, you could clearly articulate what an average deal is to me, and you haven't written an offer yet, we need to talk about that. Because there's probably a mindset shift that I want to communicate. Because again, if you've been taking my program the last year, the market has been getting away from you. I have 21 years of history. I know the last 12 months were bananas. I wrote 100 offers in 2020 and got no counters. Most of you don't have that experience. In 2021, it was the land of, 20, 30, 40K over, waiving appraisals, not a healthy market to be an investor. So it's very likely you have done the work, but the last 365 days was a bananas market. I have great news for you. The next 365 days won't be that way. So the first thing I would tell you to do is I want you to take the last 2 listings you added to your spreadsheet, and I want you to back into the math, right? Because if you're one of my students, the end column is yield. Let's say right now, the last 2 deals you put in, the yield is 2%, and that's bad. You won't do a deal unless it's 8%. Awesome. First off, congratulations. You are doing the work. This is what I want you to do for the last 2 deals. I want you to adjust the purchase price and subsequently the down payment so that yield goes to 8%. I want to know right now today how much lower than asking price you have to offer to get your 8% return. Now, I'm not saying those last 2 deals you'll get there, but I'm saying the market that is coming to us, you will be able to write offers under asking and get counters. We are leaving 2021 behind. 2022 will be a very different market, and it will be wonderful for investors. So if you are somebody who's really doing the work and you just haven't found that 8% deal in this example, your job today, this weekend, is to back into what 8% will be. In some markets, it'll be 10% under. In some markets, it will be 20% under. I had a student, I heard from Stephen Dow on Friday, his market, 750K list, didn't go in like 7 or 8 days. He wrote the offer at 620. That's 15% under, because that gives him a great deal. Every student of mine who's been doing the work, I want you to back into the number this weekend. The other branch, the folks that are in the program, but just killing time. They're not doing the work. If I gave you truth serum, you would tell me you have had 17 buy boxes in the last year. You've never had true due diligence. You've never had time to compound and learn. You are focused for days or a week. You're not focused for a month or a quarter. We have to get into what's going on, because I know the process works. It is very straightforward. I can't guarantee deals. See option 1. But if you are all over the place and you are in Texas one day, in Florida the next day, in Ohio the next day, in Michigan the next day, chill out, pick one, right? You are going backwards. I love and appreciate the support. I love when people tune in, but I am doing this to change people's lives. I am hoping the next 50 years of my life, I change 1 million people's lives. And that means it means you write offers. I can't guarantee you'll actually buy something, but if you get to the point where you write great offers and the seller says no, I consider that a win, because you had confidence and you wrote a great offer. I can't guarantee the seller says yes, but those are the 2 branches that I see for students that have been in 6 or 12 months. What do you think?
No, I can validate pretty much everything you said with the first branch. My last couple of offers were not at asking. They were what made sense, and the properties haven't sold. So we're going to start to see more and more of that as we're going forward.
Exactly.
And then it helps to find the motivated seller at the same time. That's what I haven't done yet. They both said, yeah, we didn't get what we wanted, so we're going to keep it for now.
Yeah, that you'll never know. The motivated sellers don't wear a sign. So you've got to take your shot in your shot. Eventually, you'll get the guy that goes, I bought the thing for 20 grand. What do I care? Done.
Well, like Millennial Mike said, in real estate, you miss every shot you don't take.
Love that guy. Yes.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think that was pretty much all of the questions I had about the course.
Yeah, I want to say one thing as a teacher, because as somebody who has a course and a social media presence, I see 3 things I could do. 2 that I do, 1 I will never do. Let's talk about the one I'll never do first. I I don't know what it is, but I still get people that come on my channel, leave comments, basically, you're nothing. You don't have a Ferrari. You know, you don't do this. You don't do that. I don't need those kinds of followers. I don't need people around me that are looking for my next vacation. Isn't what makes me feel good. So you've never seen a picture of my life's dream car, which I've owned for a couple of years. You never saw me at a Warriors game, which owning season tickets. You just don't, that's not who I am. But I still get, like, I had a comment the other day I deleted. It's like, how can you do this? You don't have, we don't see your life. How can you be? It's just annoying. So I'm never going to be the guy that flexes to get followers. And I'm okay with that. And if you're not okay, then don't follow me. The other two things are important. I have been teaching. I have been learning, been leading software teams that sell new products. As the guy at the top, I have two tricks. One, sometimes I need to say things, act the fool to wake you up. I need to talk about disposable income. I need to talk about living paycheck to paycheck. I need to say crazy things. Sometimes you got to be shaken to wake up. Other times I have to inspire. I have to show you what's possible. I have to invite others, right? Why did I write the second book, the one that you are putting into Audible for me? Because I knew there were, in this case, 15 other amazing stories that were nothing like mine that needed to be heard. Because you never know where that one story comes from that you will anchor and hold on to keep going. The first 5 years suck, right? The 10-year journey to make work optional. The first 5 years, you're building momentum. You haven't recycled capital yet. There's no income snowball. It's just hard. So, the second book was all about giving people something to hold on to. So for me, I'm willing to do whatever it is to wake you up. I am willing to do whatever it is to inspire you, but I'm not going to be that guy who flexes and says, oh, woe is me. So that's what I think a teacher is. I'm two of the three.
I really like the second book. The first one is your story, like your journey, right? Mm-hmm. And people can identify with that. You put 15 journeys,
yes, in
print, and there's way more than one of those paths that people can identify with, way more than one strategy.
Hope so.
So the first book might resonate with a larger audience because it's more principles.
Yeah. If you want to know me, right, the guy that's talking to you, the guy that's got 30,000, that's my story, right? That if you want to know where I have formed my opinions and my experience, it's there. It's all the bad and the good, right? It's all there. Yeah.
But my takeaway is I think more people are going to, and don't take this wrong, they're going to get more out of the second book.
They're supposed to.
Right.
I wrote the second book let's be very clear. The first book was never intended to be a book. I retired at 45 on a spur of the moment. I was a weekend away from getting a job. I started drafting a PDF because as I said in the book, I forgot to look back and enjoy the journey. That first book is simply a way for me to enjoy the journey in hindsight. The second book was for all of you. Yeah, the second book should absolutely be more impactful, impact more people, hold on to more. The second book is meant to be read once, end to end, and then you are supposed to dog ear the 2, the 3, the 5 chapters that you hold on to and reread and reread and reread. That's how it was written.
Awesome. Well, I loved it, and I'm still waiting for book 3.
We'll see. Writing books are hard, man.
Yeah.
Well, Dion, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you. How can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, and hopefully soon on Audible.
That's awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Ciao.